All right, we're back again and we're ready to talk about this Starfall Original No.6. So this has the Elite Crystal Core, which I'll show in a second. Does come with a blade plug, and nice thing about this one is no tools necessary. You have a thumb screw for your blade retention, and then this is a fully removable chassis, and you just unscrew the pommel. So this is for David of the Saber Museum. So this is going to be a quick one again. We're going to go over just a few things. This is programmed exactly like the last two sabers, same fonts, same general kind of layout and settings. There's a few different things, obviously, because of, the electronics are different. But let's hop down to the table. Let's talk about that. We'll come back out. I'll use a demo blade again, so we don't have to go through all of the features with a full length, and then we'll wrap it up. So let's do that. All right, so we already have it on, and I'm on the Legacy, I believe, preset. So this has the Starfall font package plus some additional fonts that David generally requests, like the Jedi Fallen Order, the Acolyte series, some other things, just out of universe fonts. But yeah, so let's just pull the blade plug out. You can see once again we're using the Shadowfoil neopixel emitter, and that is subbladed. Does different things in the on and off state.
Reconcile.
You'll notice I'm pointing the hilt down so that I can go backwards in the presets, because I know all of the Starfall fonts have this animation that really shows off the three rings. So let's go back to Legacy. So this does have Phil Guinness or Kalymian Custom Sabers switches. On the main, we have the brass. Again, that's main. And then off to the side is our aux. This is very much like the speeder bike one that I just finished. I figured I'd kind of, this one had illuminated switches, but I figured I'd kind of keep the themes together. Yeah, and so we've got a crystal up here. Because we do have a movable core, this is just subbladed with the emitter. So as soon as the core comes out, that will stop being lit. So let's do that. So we just unscrew our pommel. Let's get our blade plug out of the way. And then you'll notice a little bit of the chassis poking out, and we can pull it out. So here's the Elite Crystal Core. I'll set that down for just a second to show off. We've got the Shtok rotary PCB set, pogo pin side inside the hilt, and then the pancake on the chassis itself. So this is the Elite Crystal Core. Nick did some extra crystal work, and then some mesh and slits around the battery. But the cool thing about this one over other ones is the whole thing comes out of this sleeve. So your battery is fully removable, and you have access to your Proffie. And then if you wanted, to just do some stuff with the hilt outside, you can use these onboard tactiles. These are the same switches I used for the Wheel of Time saber, and then the exact same layout. So when the Proffie is facing you, left is your aux and right is your main. So if you wanted to scroll presets, you could just click this. You can see the strips change. What I did do, because you'll only ever see one crystal in or out of the hilt while they're wired and programmed independently, I went ahead and made them the exact same in the presets, because you'll never see this when it's out or when it's in the hilt. Similarly, the way I tried to keep the wire paths clean for the strips, normally I would just wire those to the same pads, but I did wire them independently so that I could keep the wires pretty short. Since this is a stubby chassis, I don't know if you can tell, but this is using an 18500 battery, and I just chopped up a Saber Bay battery wrap. So we do have a kill switch here. We have a fully enclosed 25mm KR bass speaker. So these are those smaller ones. It is an 8 ohm, so it might be a little bit quieter, but because it's fully enclosed, it sounds great. And once it's in here, you'll notice that like the chassis just butts right up against this, so it sounds really good. But yeah, we can flip the kill switch, Get our boot sound. Again, twist on or thrust on if you wanted, but you can also just hit power here to start up, right? So we're seeing essentially the same crystal animations that'll happen in that one, and then just some accents here. Again, they'll be different in the on and off state, and they will respond to, you know, blasters, clashes, stuff like that. So yeah, if you just wanted to kind of mess with this outside, do be careful not to engage or disengage this screw anymore. That is what helps this J-lock to line up so that, you know, we've got our strips clocked and our crystal opening clocked. So any more out and then it might get bumped up inside the hilt, and any more in and it might not keep it aligned here. So you'll notice just because of how this is set up, there's a little bit of chassis that pokes out, and that's part of the reason I went with the 25, is so we can keep it all fully together. So yeah, if you want, you can hit the kill switch. If you need to get the battery out, you can get your thumb in there, but I always like to just, you know, smack it. So we've got positive, clearly identified spring side, got the Starfall logo in there, nipple to nipple, right? So again, we'll just put this back together and then we'll hop out and show it off. So yeah, cool little J-lock system. I don't know if I was doing that on camera very well, but yeah, you just line it up, twist, and you've got your strips clocked, and you're good to go. So you can throw it in any which way. I will say, I don't know if there's something going on, but you'll notice that one orientation over the other kind of has a little bit of a hang up. Yeah, like right here. I'm not sure what it's catching on, but for the most part, you can just put it in any which way and it goes in no problem. And you'll put your pommel on and then we'll show the crystal. Oh, we already have connections. There we go. But yeah, you can just do that and now we're good to go. So let's hop out. We'll put a demo blade in it. Again, this is a 1-inch diameter neopixel. This is programmed for the quantum strips or the KR pixel stick. So 132 pixels, but we're just gonna show off this short little dummy blade. So again, just rest it on the pogo pins and then engage your thumb screw. And now power. So I mentioned this previously, but the three new fonts that come with the Starfall font package all have prions. The only way to get a prion is to hit the power button. If you use your gesture control, either twisting on or thrusting on, you're gonna bypass that. So we'll do that real quick. So it didn't do the little spark. But yeah, we can hit aux to move forward. And this is Ascension. This is one of the newer ones as well. Actually, let's go back. Go back to Alliance. So I'm going to show off the track here. Hold power for 2 seconds in the off state with it upright and it'll play the designated track. Or actually we should be on Legacy. Yeah, Legacy. Legacy. Sorry, Legacy. I was going to show off the Star Wars theme. Okay. And then you can be in any orientation to turn it off with the same 2-second press. But if we're in any other position than up, we'll get into track player mode. You'll hear that chime. And as you rotate the hilt, you'll scroll through all of the tracks. I put a ton of tracks for David and a lot of my customers into the common folder. So you can access any track you want from any preset you want. You just scroll through. And then once you find one you want, hit a button. The two buttons do something different. I'll have a printout for that. But yeah. So yeah, that's track player. But yeah, real cool saber. Nice. I will say, Again, I've done this demo before on the other two sabers that I'm doing for David. But what I like to do is use gesture control, get you into battle mode, and then I have the clash detection for battle mode at a light scale so that if you just kind of lightly tap it, you'll still see like clashes on your saber, but if you like smack it, you'll engage the lockup, and obviously that's the same for tip effects, whether that's melt if you're pointed to the side or drag if you're pointed down, which obviously with this little stubby blade we're not going to be able to see. But yeah, here's the last of the 3 new fonts from Starfall, and again, don't know how quick that's showed up, but just a quick little spark as a pre-on. And hopefully you're hearing that pretty well. It's not as loud as maybe a 4-ohm speaker, but it's plenty loud in this scenario and sounds great. It actually sounds a lot cleaner than I'm used to.
Party saber.
So we do have the party saber, and again, that's just one of those where you do a gesture, and then that little sound lets you know that you're in the random mode. So heavy swings will change the color. I'm sorry, party mode, which will change the color, and then that is the same for the
Ninth sister.
Acolyte series. So we'll get the crystal bleed with that same little gesture. And let me see if I can do this on camera. Okay, so if we, oops. And if we watch that crystal once it gets all the way to the tip, yeah, so now we're in that other setting. And now we're going back. So again, that's just user effect 1, which is hold power and twist to the right. Each of these will do something different, but yeah, I just wanted to show that off real quick. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, I've covered quite a bit of this in my other demos for David. I will also have a printout for him, like I do with most of my sabers, that'll just cover all of the edit mode features should you want to use that. All of the button commands. Again, this is the OS 715 FET263 prop file. So all of the cool features that come with that. So let's hop down to the table again real quick. We'll show the reverse. So we're going to take the blade out, set that to the side. Again, we can see our blade doing something unique in the on and off state, just so that there's always something cool happening. And then we, again, undo the pommel. Set that down there. And then we can twist the J-lock, pull it out, and either pull the battery or hit the kill switch. So that is Starfall Original number 6, as noted in the custom etched plaque that I made. And yeah, that's it. To David, thanks again for your patronage and your patience. As always, thanks to Nick for sending this my way and letting me be a part of these really cool sabers installs. And yeah, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Again, I'm not really one to stay in the comment section on YouTube, but if there's something specific about this hilt that you want to know, and I find it fascinating too, I will chime in. But yeah, thanks again for watching if this is not your saber, and may the force be with you.